Hey guys, it's Kendra. Today I have a makeup tutorial for you that is perfect for the summer, perfect for those very, very hot days. It's been so hot here and the last thing I want to do is pack on a ton of makeup. So I'm showing you a look that I've been doing basically every single day when I want to look ready for the day, but I don't want to think about it. I don't want to put a ton of eyeshadow on or eyeliner or anything like that. This is just a look that's perfect for the summer because it'll hold up against the heat, but it's still bronzy and dewy and gives you that fresh look. So if you guys want to see how I got it, then just keep watching. So first up, I'm going in with this product from Pacifica. I just got this about a month ago off of Vitacost. It's the Ultra CC Cream. It's a radiant foundation, broad spectrum SPF 17. I like that it has broad spectrum in here because obviously in the summer you're going to be in the sun a little bit more, so you want to have some protection. And then this has coconut water in here. It also I think has kelp and something else, but it's just made with good ingredients. So what I like to do is apply some on the back of my hand and then go in with a foundation brush, just like a flat top kabuki brush, and then buff this in. I do notice that when I apply this, it looks a little bit pink, but as you wear it, it changes and it kind of color corrects to match your skin tone. I'm gonna go in with another pump, put this on my forehead, and then I'll do a little bit more where I need a little more coverage. And just don't forget to take that down to your neck so that everything is blended. We want this to just look very natural, just like our skin. You know, especially in the summer, I'm super I don't really feel like putting a ton of makeup on. But at the same time, if I don't put anything on, I feel very just blah. So I have to do something. So this has kind of been just like my go-to. It's quick, it's easy, and it just, you know, gets me through the day. Okay, so my face looks a little red right now just because I've been buffing this in and really working it in because I want it to look just like my skin. But you'll see as it wears, it really just blends in and color corrects perfectly to my skin. Moving on to concealer, I'm going in with my Mineral Fusion Concealer. So right now I'm using the shade Neutral, and I want to show you, I've had this for a while, so it's very just kind of demolished. But I want to show you, I got two new ones to show you the color comparison. So this is Neutral. This is the one that I have, that I'm using right now. And I also got another Cool, just so you can see the difference if you guys are looking to get one of these. So here's Cool. So it's a little bit lighter, has a little bit more of pinky tones in here. And then the Neutral is a little bit darker. So what I'm going to do is just take the brush that I use for my foundation. I just literally just push it into the product. That's why it looks so messy. And then I will spot apply that wherever I need to. So wherever I have any redness, any areas that I need a little extra coverage. My skin's been pretty good lately, but I have a couple of spots from where I had a breakout and it's just fading right now. I do like to put a little bit around my nose because it tends to get a little bit red throughout the day. But we don't want that much. Especially when it's hot, you want to do a lot of thin layers because that'll really sink into your skin and it doesn't feel heavy at all, and it'll wear a lot better throughout the day. For my under eyes, I'm using this product that I just got from Smashbox. Really love it. It's the Camera Ready BB Cream Eyes, broad spectrum SPF 15. Again, since it's kind of like the same, using like these CC products, they're just lightweight, they're moisturizing, and this one has SPF, which is always handy in the summertime. I mean, anytime actually. So just, I'm applying a little bit of that under my eyes, and then I like to use a brush like this, kind of like an eyeshadow brush, a little bit larger, to blend everything together. Okay, so now that our under eyes are concealed, I do want to add a little bit extra to my eyelids. I'm not going to do much, like I'm not going to do any eyeshadow or anything, but I do want my eyelids to be evened out because my eyes get really like veiny up there. So you just want to make sure everything is nice and even in tone. Now I just want to fill my eyebrows in a little bit. They're already filled in, but I just want to perfect them a little bit. So just going to just define them. And I'm just using some eyeshadow right now. Just any eyeshadow that matches your hair color. I do want to set them in place because then you don't have to worry about them all day long. So this is called the Brow Gal by Tanya Crooks. I got this in like a monthly subscription box and it works really nicely. If you don't have an eyebrow gel, just use a hairspray, a firm hold hairspray, and just spray it right onto your finger, and then you can just go like that. Just so your eyebrows stay in place, and this will hold your eyeshadow there all day long. It just kind of locks it in. Now our last product that I'm going to use that is a liquid, then we're going to set everything with a powder, is this one from Cover FX. It's their Custom Enhancer Drops. I have just been using these as my highlight, and I really like them a lot. So I just put a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'll go in with my finger and apply a little bit right onto my cheekbone. Just like that. A little down my nose. And then I take my brush that I use for foundation to blend it all in. And then I just work that together. And this just gives such a pretty dewy sheen to the face. And then I can take the extra and put a little bit on my chin. And you can also bring it up, kind of around to your temples. So I just want my face to look nice and glowy. When it's hot outside, you obviously don't want to use a ton of powder products. You don't want to cake on the powder because it's going to look cakey, but you want to put a little bit of powder on top to set it in place, because if you're outside sweating, then this is all just going to slide right off your face. So I'm taking the Mineral Fusion, what is this? The Pressed Base Foundation in Warm 1, and I want to press this in to my under eyes. So just take like a pointed foundation brush, or something like this will work. And I just go right under and just press that in. And then you also want to take that onto your eye, on your eyelid, so that concealer won't crease. Then you want to put this any other places where you get like especially oily. So around your nose. If you get really oily on your nose, then dab a little bit there too. I don't really get oily there. I get oily more on my chin. And then that liquid highlight will peek through a little bit too, so it's okay if you cover it up right now. And then I get oily right there, right in between my eyebrows. So that's the only areas I'm going to apply powder. But if you are a little bit more on the oily side, you can apply a little bit more powder just kind of around your face. But what I like to do is just go in with some bronzer, and that acts as my powder. So I'm using the Bare Minerals. I love this bronzer. It's in the High Dive, and it's the perfect shade. It works for contouring, it works for just an all-over bronze. It's really, really pretty. It's matte. So what I like to do is go in with a large powder brush, kind of just pat that in to my brush, and I stamp this in to my cheekbones. Just like right here. Now I don't want this to be an intense contour. I just want it to warm up our face and give our skin just a really pretty bronze. And when you mix it in with that liquid highlight, it kind of just looks like a nice glow. So you kind of want to just apply this to where the sun would naturally hit it. So a little bit down your nose. We're going to go up on the forehead and then hit your temples. So once we have our skin bronzed and warmed up, our eyelids will look a little bit funny because they're very pale. So what you want to do is just take a large fluffy eyeshadow brush and some of your bronzer and just pop this right on the lid, and then I just blend this up into the crease. Just super easy. You don't have to be precise with it. You just want a little bit of color on your lid. It'll add a little bit more definition, and it'll blend everything together and just kind of look a little bit more cohesive with the rest of your makeup. Like that. So you can see it just kind of pulls everything together. We're also gonna do some eyeliner, and you don't wanna make it look super harsh. So I find that when you apply a little bit of this bronzer right under your eye, it just makes everything look a little bit more natural. I saw this thing on Facebook, I think, and it was saying like, to get this no makeup look, you only need 600 products. But don't you feel like that sometimes? I swear. I'm gonna go in with some mascara. This is the Lancome Hypnose Drama, and I just want this to look kind of thick. I don't want it to look clumpy, but I just love the look of long, thick lashes. Okay, once you have your mascara on, I'm going to go in with some eyeliner. This is such a little stub. I think I have another one of these somewhere. I need to bust it out right now. It's by Benicos. It is my favorite all-natural eyeliner. I have this in black and blue, but I'm gonna use blue because I think blue looks really pretty, especially in the summertime. It also makes your eyes look a little bit more white. So what I wanna do is line my waterline with this. Just gotta blend that inner part a little more, just so it's smudged. Now the only thing you do need to kind of watch that it may transfer down here throughout the day. Just make sure that you just see that. So all I want to do now is add a little bit of lip. So I'm going to go in with the Burt's Bees Blush Basin, which is such a pretty nude. And then once you have that, I like to go in with my finger just to really blend it together and just make it really like sink into your lips, and it'll just help it to last a lot longer. Kind of makes it act like a stain. And then I'm applying the Bare Minerals Marvelous Moxie Rebel lip gloss just on top, just kind of a little bit in the middle, just to make them pop a little bit. Put a little bit right on the And the last thing I want to do is to spray my face with something to lock everything in and keep my skin extra hydrated. So for that, I'm using this, which is plain aloe vera. It's by George's. It's the Aloe Spray Mister, and I love to take this with me to the beach. If I'm going to the river, I spray it all over my body after I get out of the sun, and it's so good for your skin. And it's good for your face too, obviously. So what I like to do is just spray it over my makeup when I'm done. You can spray it beforehand too, just to give yourself a little bit more hydration. But it gives my skin a little bit of like a dewy finish, and I honestly swear that it helps my makeup stay. So spraying this all over. So that is everything. I hope you guys all enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Just a very fresh and natural look that's perfect for the summer, especially on hot days. Thank you so much for spending the time with me today, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye. Here is what we have so far. Give you guys a little overview first. It looks a lot different, but we still have a lot to do.